What's up, everyone? The one of the most exciting days here for the track and field championships on the way. As I look at my screen, I'm seeing Pedro Pichardo there, about to motor down. He's already in third place with 17:07. So I'll just take a look at this jump and we'll kind of recap what's already happened and anticipate the 400-meter hurdles finals coming up in just a second. Whoa, that is a big jump there from Pedro Pichardo. If that's legal, it is. It is legal. That is mid sevens there. Mid 17s rather. Let's see where that is. That's a big jump there. That's definitely into the lead. And he has a lot of time on the board too. So 17:55 there for Petrada. Immediately goes into the lead. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know it's kind of I decided to do a quick live this morning. Didn't plan it. Jordan Scott from Jamaica there. He missed his first jump via foul. So let's see. Scott came into the final as one of the favorites for a medal. He's been having a great season. Let's see if he can land a big one because you want a big one early. Now he needs to get on the board for sure. That's look good. Oh, that's good. That's a better jump there from him. That's not going to take him to the lead, but it could be into second or third position there. So it's a green flag. Yeah, just a little bit more elevation before it gets in to hold that probably would be better. Yeah. Scott into third, 17:19. So medal position for him. Nevada, what's going on, man? 17:19 for Scott, so puts him into position. Hey, lots of stuff happening. We've lost a bunch of guys this morning in the 5,000 meters. Almgren is kind of wild, right? The women's heptathlon is really in progress right now. Anna Hall there throwing a massive shot put. You have to like it. 1580 is her PB, season best so far for Nafitiam. But the shot put is going on really nice. We just saw some semifinals of the 800 meters, losing Tejas Dugama, which then explains why we haven't seen her for a while, I think. The Kenyan women are just on a fire right now. Miramore finding a way back. But Adira, it's interesting. Do I go in and think about changing my prediction for her? But the men's 400-meter hurdles are on track right now. And we're looking at Caleb Dean there in lane 2. Agicom in 3, Varham, Samba in 5. Samba, who I think could get on the podium now after my initial looking at what he did in the earlier rounds. Nathaniel and Lizika, they're from Nigeria. He's been having a superb season all year. Rai Benjamin looking good. And Abakar and Dos Santos. So the Qataris have 2 athletes into the final. I don't know what we'll get here. I was a bit surprised by the run from Varham in the semifinal. All the talk was it's a tactical move because he wants to go outside, but it didn't work out because he's in lane 4, so he has to run there. But the good thing too, he can see everybody. Dos Santos out in lane 9. I'm not sure what he's gonna do with that. Yeah. Nevada, I initially had Varham winning, especially coming into the championships with a 46:28. No one has ever come in that fast. That's my third fastest in history, or his third fastest. And he looked good. And the thing that I like about Karsten this year was they pulled it back, they dialed it down from a few early season. A shot of Joanna Hayes there in the crowd. And I thought he would have come back. They did good training. He came back out, ran that fast time, looked good. So I was like, no one's beating him. He looks like the Varham of old, because what we know about Varham is that he's very good for the first eight, 7, 8 hurdles. And then sometimes he loses steam. Anytime he loses, that's somewhere around there. And it didn't look like he had any steam to, he still had steam, things to burn. So that's why I had him winning. I didn't like what I saw from DeSantis this season, so that's why I'm kind of thinking Samba could get on the podium now after coming into the championship side, the big three as a big three, but they're off now. We'll figure this out. Let's see. Looks like DeSantis goes to the early lead, but that's not far. Oh, Karsten is flying down the thing. He hit a hurdle though. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna throw him off. Varham still in the lead. Benjamin just went ahead of him. I don't know if hitting that hurdle is a problem. Rai Benjamin is killing it. Oh my God. I don't think Varham can catch him on this level. He can't catch him, can he? No. Rai Benjamin is going to win this. Varham is not even going to medal. He also hit one. DeSantis is coming in. Oh my God. It's a Benjamin. 46.54 for Rai. DeSantis, I wrote him off, and he's there. And Samba is on the podium, it looks like. 46.84 and 47.06 for Samba, season best. I'm shocked by this. National record again for Nathaniel there from Nigeria, 47.11. And Varham finishing in fifth, 47.58. Varham clattered a hurdle, ran right into it. Well, not ran, he didn't run into it, but it came down heavy. That would suggest that the stride pattern was wrong, or he misjudged it. He shouldn't really be hitting them like that. And the Olympic champion is the world champion. Rai Benjamin saved his very best for when it matters. 46.52, a superb time, elite performances there. But Varham not on the podium is a shock. Joanna Hayes still looks really good, always in the sun working hard with him. And shout out to Alison DeSantis running a ridiculous leg there, run out there in lane 9 and finding everything there. And Benjamin, in a way, I think, oh, look at that. Rai could have had a significant problem there when he hit the final hurdle. I think this issue for Varham is more than just clattering this hurdle. Something went wrong. His head is not right here. Allison, look at that. Getting a good love there from his screen. Yeah, Nevada says, what a bizarre. All in the game. What's up, man? We haven't seen you all week. It looks like people got carried away with Varham's world record weeks ago. Like Paulina, credit to DeSantis running well blind from lane 9. It is a tremendous run there. I honestly went into the World Athletics prediction and took DeSantis out of the medal position when I saw him in the semifinal. I was like, I think he's injured. Something is not right. But that's a lesson for me. Samba I did put on the podium because he looked good. Samba all the way from 2019. One of what? Four men that's still running that's gone under 47 seconds. It's lovely to see him approaching those times again. 47.06, still not quite there. But shout out to Ezekiel too, because 47-11 after this long NCAA season, continually getting onto fast times there, improving. It's hit and miss for some NCAA athletes, but for him, he should be extremely proud. He has a bright future in this event as well. And to Paulina there, ridiculous. Last night, I was stunned, as I said on the opening thing on the live with Leighton last night. Sports make you react. Oh, what? That's a big jump there from Martinez. Is that legit? It is legit. This might go into the lead. Let's see where this is. Yeah, not quite, maybe just shy. Uh, we wait for the recording. But yeah, that final last night left me just shaking. I was just like, I didn't understand. 17-47-49 there for Martinez, so he's gone into second. Scott goes down to fourth, and Trekkies into third. Yeah, I was stunned by that last night. I still can't process it. And Paulina, they're out there in lane 9. I mean, it's outrageous. I I was opining on the fact that it takes 40 years for women to really approach sometimes that we can have conversations about their validity, but whatever, they're on the books, and so that's how it going. Gerard, how you doing? What's up to you? All in the game saying very happy for Samba. Jared, who you got winning the men's 200 meters? This is very interesting. Very interesting. Yesterday, before I saw Noah's interview, because obviously I watched the race before, I was like, what is he doing? I don't think under any circumstance you want to run 19.5 in a semifinal of a 200 meters. No matter how quick you think you can go, that's just overkill. But you have to think Lyles is in there. I like what I saw from those two opening rounds from Brian Lavelle. I think he's a podium threat for sure. He could win it all. I don't know. It would be uncharted territory to get to those levels. Kung Fu, as usual, is there. Let's see Tobogo as well. Is the Olympic champion. Let's see is a hard athlete to read because he could be genuinely not at his best, or he could be just playing and toying around and not giving you any indication of where he is and comes in and drop a 19.4. So it's a very challenging thing. For the women, I think MJW will take it. The silver medal position and bronze medal positions are up for grabs with a number of women, including Sharika Jackson, including Amy Hunt. Talu could surprise. Surprise wouldn't be a shocker because she's been running relatively well. Dina Asha Smith. Who knows? Brittany Brown. She's a fighter. You never put her out of anything. So it's that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's there for the taking. All in the game, Samba and Ezekiel have to be eyeing up the third spot going forward. 29-year-old Karsten not getting any younger. No, that is true, and that's what you and I, obviously, and everybody else spoke about this in the past. We think about the likes of, a Karen McMaster. If he wasn't like an injury-prone athlete, there's space there. The Jamaican kid Rashawn Clark, because he's super talented. There's a number of guys that if they can push to that next level and become consistent on the circuit, medals are going to be opening up in relatively quick time. You think about the next World Championships and certainly ability to strike at the LA Olympics. So we'll see. All in the game, despite Thea Bailey competing all year, she's putting up a fight in the head. No, it is. She's really some good stuff going on there. But shout out to Anna Hall, big PB there too in the shot put. I don't know what to say about Nafi, except that we know she's clutch. She delivers when it counts, and she's been hanging out in good weather for a while training, and This is like second nature to her. I still think, oh, Anna will win unless something goes awry here. But it's big thing here. Women's 400-meter hurdles. Can Gianna Woodruff, as I see her on the screen, can she do a shocker here? It should be a Femke walk for me. I still feel Dalila will come second unless the rounds have taken a toll on her, which is something that we have to put into consideration. And Anna Cockrell too. I think she can get to that levels. So that's how I still have it could be Cockrell versus Mohammed for that bronze, for that silver position. But you have to like what you saw from Woodruff in that area record in the semifinal. Could she do something? It's interesting. Jared, Noah going 1912. Look, I'll give you. You call the Sydney thing, but 1912 is outrageous. Sonia, how you doing? Good to see you. Sonia is like Jared is not. Noah's not running 1912. No one is running 1912. All in the game. Noah getting bronze again will be so funny, but unlikely. It is. It is. The one thing about him is he's a fighter, so I don't know if bronze is in the cards here unless something goes really wrong. Unless the 200 meters took a lot out of him yesterday. As far as we understand, and I think Leighton was saying that there's the indication that he can go back to back 19.5s, so it's not a challenge. But as I said on the live last time, if you put Lance Borman in a corner, he would not have been happy to see him running 19.5 then. I wouldn't want to see that. You want to save that because it's a fast time and it pushes the body. And yeah, all in the game. Let's see. He has to come off the turn first to win this. He certainly has. He also has to not pop up after 3-4 steps, which sometimes he's doing, and I just don't understand. Yeah. If Sonia says it would be appreciated if persons like up the channel, yeah. Gianna ran a big PB in the semi from nowhere. It is. I can't process it, but this is the beauty of sport. They're all in the game, and everybody, it happens. Nevada Femke has to win and run a sub 51. I don't think sub 51 is necessary, but it's off here. Let's see. Josiah says the 200 will be very unpredictable. Yeah, I'll get back to this. Anna Cockrell is doing a good motoring job there, but Femke has them in our sight. But Cockrell is motoring there. Mohammed also that's Jones also running really nice too. Let's see. Femke is now taking on a step now. She's gonna come off the top of the bend ahead of these women. And she's gonna work this. Mohammed is struggling. So it's gonna be two Americans on the podium, but not the ones that we thought. Jasmine Jones, who I actually written off, she has found a way. Femke Bowl 151.55. Look at that. 51.54. Fastest time in the world. Jasmine Jones, shout out to you. The whole time I wanted to say she could do this, but she wasn't giving me the indication. 52.08. And Cockrell gets run out of it, it seems like, with Zaplatlova there at 53 flat. Cockrell 53.13. Can't explain those times. Woodruff 53.34. And Mohammed 54.82. This is. I can't. I have to look at this again. I can't process this. Let me see this again. How in the world this happened? All in the game was saying Femke at a 51.30 at sea level PB. Emma Zaplet over there been running well all year. Shame about Dalila. I think it probably was a few races too much for Dalila. Look at that. Cockrell was motoring. Hey, shout out to Jasmine Jones. Look at that. Anna Cockrell was swimming, and the woman from Slovakia there finds a way. All in the game. Jasmine Jones is the future of U.S. women 400 hurdles. I have to agree on this. I, the whole time I was watching her in the opening rounds and the semi, I was like, can she do something? Can she do something? So Joanna has a way to find a couple of them going well here. Anna Cockrell is steaming. She's upset. That was wild, guys. I didn't see that coming. Did not see this coming. Jasmine Jones, PB. There's a 51 in that athlete. Certainly a 51 on a on a on a circuit run. You have to like it. So the Olympic silver medalist doesn't feature. Cheyenne Salmon there from Jamaica, 56.27. It's kind of crazy run there. 54.82 is also times that you didn't expect Mohammed to be running. We'll have to get a better sense of her her position in terms of how well she's doing, in if she had any injury coming in, or if it's just a situation where she was tired from the rounds. All in the game says Akala Garrett will be the next best, especially her moving to South Carolina with Coach Tim Hall and Jamisha Ford's group. Interesting. I haven't seen much. I have to look at her again, but what did she do this year again? She was at what? Was she at where she was at Texas or Tennessee? I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Oh yeah. Hmm. She already has a 53.73. Yeah, and she was world youth champion. Well on the 20 champion. Yeah. All right, let's see what Jordan Scott can do here. The Jamaican needs to find a way to make some movements here. Ooh, that might be outside the medals again for Scott. It's a legal jump, but if the he may be further away from his 17-19, but is it in a medal position? No, it's hard to see that. Oh, she was on the she was on the coach floor, one of the many athletes that left a few months ago. So Scott did the same 17-19 again, it seems like. Yeah, there's been some athletes that left coach floor, some for different reasons. I can't I can't talk about it now. I've only gotten the information in different in c- in confidence. So yeah. Oh, but that might be a red flag. That's a big jump, but is that a red flag? Oh, it is green. Objectivity greetings and appreciate everybody popping up on the lives in since Monday we've been trying to do these lives, but we haven't been really getting a chance to work the comment sections as much, only because we didn't have a lot of time. But yeah, I've been seeing objectivity popping through in the week as well. So yeah. So that was Let me get a in a second. Maybe we can get a status update on the triple. Thank you. So Pritchard still is in the lead, 1755. Martinez has the 1749, and Trekkie has 1725 for the Algerian. Shot a Brian level there, warming up in the call room. And let's see, the Toboga looks like he's doing being a little singing here. He's having a party time. Party time. Can Level do it? He looks good. I don't know if he can do it, but it would be certainly one of those things that it would shock the world. It would be a moment for the ages. You wanna hope that he can pull it off. I don't know if he can do it. What he's done so far is to run under proper instructions. That's what we know. Opening round, he backed off really early and the body was moving fast. So we think he's quick. We know this. The semifinal, he worked a little bit harder. Then he started to coast as well. So I suspect there's 19.5 in the legs, but we don't know until we see it. And then to pack a 19.5 or even better if he can go is just guesswork from without us knowing yeah, what the expectations are from Coach Osborne. But we'll see. So after 3 events, it's 31-25 for Anna Hall. And I just missed what points Nafitiam had there, but she has a sizable lead so far. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Uh, I hope so. It would be cool. All in the game, she's only 20 and also runs 100. Was flourishing with the likes of Jamisha Ford. Yeah, yeah, she might be. Yeah, I have to watch. Well, we'll see her in the years to come. Yeah, Daniel Jr. Did you see Paulina's interview comments? So last night, I think someone posted. I don't know if it was Objectivity or somebody else asked, and at that point, I had no idea what the comments were. But then I saw it last night and it's interesting comments. Very interesting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you go there, only because if you don't win, you don't win, right? It's similar to the comments that Kenny made in what? All in the game? I'll get to that in a second. It's similar to the comments made, excuse me, um, when Kung Fu made that at the US National Championship, saying he ran more than the other person. I don't necessarily work along those lines. That's an interesting comments to make about how many races. Yeah. But what is for sure is that she'll come back and get even faster, Marlena, that is. And I suspect Sydney will continue. My question is, what is the future like for Sydney McLaughlin as does she force a, a Michael Johnson situation from 1996 and where she demands a 2 event at the LA Olympics that's kind to her? Is it a 400 hurdles, 400 meters? Does she drop down and become a 2-4 athlete and figure that and try to get into the program that way? Because she's going to be center stage in some ways. All in the game said they're reviewing Rise win, could be disqualified apparently. um, clearly I can't comment on that. I don't know if any of you have rewatched the race. What are they reviewing for? Did he go around the hurdle? Because that seems to me like the only thing that you could get disqualified for if your leg went around. Tiam is struggling in the 200 meters here. What the hell is going on? So 22:04. Napatiam last in this 200 meters. It's not going to be good. John Epic says level can. I think that's in response to whether he can win. All in objectivist said the Americans will fight. All in agreement ag- agrees. Josiah, when is the 200 meters men and women? That's coming up. I think it's 9:07 and 9:20, something like that. So it's gonna come up after in a. It's gonna be 9:06 for men and 9:22 for women. So right now they're going through the heptathlon 200 meters, and then after that's over, the next thing on the track would be the 200 meters. MYDC my DC photo says who did the hurdle impede and could they have won? I haven't seen anything on it, so I oh right, hitting his hurdle knock Ezekiel out of position. Okay, that is interesting. I'm gonna try and pull it up on my other thing here to see if I can see the seat. That's what. Okay, that's unfortunate if it happens, but it goes. Just also, what are your predictions for the 200 women's 200 meters? Right now, I have Melissa Jefferson Wooden winning it. She did indicate she felt a little bit leggy, but she should have enough in the tank to take it. She already is a 21-8 athlete this season. It's just execution. Then I think the other two medals are up for grabs. It's good to see Sharika Jackson going under 22 seconds. I would have loved to see her run 21, 9 prior to the championships. It would give me a different calculation, but we're working with what we're working with here. And so I think G could get on the podium for silver now. It's the silver medal position has opened up since Julian Alfred withdrew from the championships with injury. You have Dean Asher Smith. You have Amy Hunt, Brittany Brown, I think Talu. Honestly, any of those women could find it. Oh, Battle. Sorry, I'm keep on saying Aneva Battle. I think Aneva Battle could get in. So I think okay. Let me change my mind. Let me do this correctly because my head is all over the place. MJW. Silver medal, I think, is going to be a battle between Battle and Sherika Jackson, given what we saw. And then I'm going to say it's anybody from Amy Hunt, Dina Asher Smith, Marie Jose Talu. And I like Brittany Brown because she's a fighter, but she's been fighting a lot to just motor through these rounds. So that's where I am. It's funny how Mackenzie Long finds her way here. Quite fortuitous. Last night I said it's a circuitous route to the championships. One, Brittany Brown wins the Diamond League, secures her position, but Gabby Thomas has to withdraw because of injury. So Brown gets the spot, and the spot that Brown secures at the Diamond League final goes to Mackenzie Long. This season, when we looked at Mackenzie, my expectation was going to be an athlete that would be running 21.8s and potentially running faster as we got closer to this championship. And for some reason, it just didn't work out that way. So I don't have her doing anything special here, but capability wise, she can. But that's where my head is right now. Uh, let's see where we are. Objective. This says 2-4 for Sid. NY Savi says Raya has been officially disqualified. Ooh, that's tough. Let me check it too. On mine, it's still showing that he's there. They just haven't updated on World Athletics, or have they? Or maybe I need to refresh. How terrible has World Athletics been with their with their data this year. No pro. I haven't seen it. It hasn't come up on my end too. Yeah, and then restored after appeal. Okay, so this thing is moving so fast. Rai has the goal. Okay, so all in the game is saying Citrus Magazine should be ashamed of themselves for posting for their post making fun of Gout not making the 200 final, especially when they were very kind about Cooper House not even making it out of round one men's 800 meters. I did see that. Did mention a bit about it last night, but not enough. It's shameful. It's an embarrassment. Have they pulled it? I don't know if the post is still there. Last night I saw the post. I will not read. I won't say the words or anything like that. All I have to say is that this is a 17-year-old kid. This is a kid that is the future of track and field. Nobody, no matter what, where they're representing, which country, their backstory, especially when they're children, still a kid, still qualifies as a junior, we should be saying anything about. Even if they made mistakes in anything, there's a youthful exuberance, and the kid didn't do anything wrong. I think he's a breath of fresh air for the sport. I do hope that he didn't see this, and bright future ahead of him. And maybe I hope someone clips it for him if he didn't see it, and don't show it to him until at some point when he needs that extra motivation, extra thing to when he transitions into a few more years. But here's a kid that is mixing it with the big guys, right? We saw Sidney McLaughlin show up at Olympic Games at 16. We saw a young Usain Bolt. We saw people. The sport is littered with athletes that show a lot of promise when they're young. Some of them don't go on to greatness. Yeah, but it happens. So it is a disgrace that anybody would post that, particularly for a youngster, right? It's a different story when we go around and because I mean I did lampoon Noah Lyles on the that man was panicking in the back, but Noah Lyles is a grown athlete and he can take the consequences of of whatever he says. So if you get lampoons, then that's a different story, but not a 17-year-old kid who has a tremendous story behind that off the track just to get to Australia and all that, and his family and so on. So it's utterly shameful. It's disgraceful. They should have never done it. I hope they've pulled it. I don't know if it's pulled, but they should. All right. So they restored after appeal. Rai has the goal. The other athlete was not affected. Edin Jr. says Fred Curley said last night that Toboga is sneaky as I guess he may be faking injuries to fool his opponents. Yeah, that's the thing I was saying about. I don't know if he's faking, but the thing we knew he had an injury this season. So if we go back to the Diamond League in Morocco, he was attempting the 1-2 in the same Diamond League outing, and he pulled out after the 100 meters, and we didn't see him for a little bit. Then we get him on a couple Diamond Leagues again. He lost an hour. The thing about Letsile, so I don't know if he's faking injury or anything. The thing about Letsile is that he's a hard athlete to read here. Jordan Scott now, he needs a big one. He's currently in 5th position. I'll finish the Letsile point after I see the Scott jump. That's way off beyond the board. That's not going to be good enough. Yeah. So yeah, back to Letsile. He will do these kind of things that make it appear that he's off, he's running nonchalantly, and then he'll pop a big one. So he's very hard to figure out. So I don't really know. So Fred could be right that that's what he's doing. But at this stage in time, if you are opponents of Letsile, you should know that. So I don't think it's a big thing. Objectivity says Melissa looked the best in the semis. Would have loved for Jacko to find 2023 form, but yeah, that's a difficult ask for for Sharika. And if we're being honest, if she could have gotten back to 2023 form, we would have seen it already. So what it suggests is that the recovery from the injury is taking much longer than they anticipate. There may be setbacks here and there. Otherwise, we'd have seen it. But she runs a 10-8. That's no slouch time, but it's not Jacko levels, right? And she hasn't run a lot of 200 meters at any level that would give us the indication that she's back, right? So I think she might have a 21.9 low in the legs, hopefully a 21.8. I think that could get her on the podium. It would be a fitting way for her to come back, and then next season is a light season, and maybe try to finish the next one. Leighton thinks she won't go to not Tokyo, to Paris, to LA. What am I saying? Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Uh what is Usain time in the semifinals when he set the 200-meter record? Lyle's 19.5 is very fast. I can't remember off the top of my head. It wasn't 19.5 though. He was running like 20s in the opening round and so on. It wasn't. We can look it up in a second, or someone can look it up. Yeah. All in the game. Kenyan women having a great champs. That's what I've been saying. They've been overperforming. You look at the marathon. You look at what they're doing in the 10 in the 5,000 meters. In the 10,000 meters rather. Look at what happened in the 15. The youngster coming up there to pip Jessica Hall to get the silver medal. They've been having a fabulous time. I think they've figured out the weather conditions much better than other athletes have. The Europeans have been doing some interesting stuff. Imagine what happened in the 10,000 meters for men, Gressier, all these kind of stuff. It's like, what? Today we've lost a couple athletes in the 5,000 meters too. Really interesting. A day away from winning all of the 15 steeper 5K, 10K marathon. Yeah, and Odari, Miramore. Yeah, in the 800s, Mary and Sarah Moore in the 800 final. And no relation there, right? I think there's been confirmed that Mary and Sarah are not related. Now, that's big, big stuff there. I may have to go in and tweak my thing to put Lillian on the podium. I'm kind of not sure what Amy Hunt is doing. It's kind of interesting. Maybe they're running coy, so we'll see. Objectivity says, I think Battle ran harder in the rounds than Sharika. I take you on that. I didn't rewatch all of them, so I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah. All in the game, they finally pulled it after receiving much needed backlash. I suspect that's with Rye. Toboga did look like he could have closed more in the semis. His style is misleading, however. Yeah, that's the thing about him. Yeah. Question for you and all in the game. What was Jacka's injury? Hold on, let's see this. 23, 26 there crosses the line for Paulette in the heptathlon. And Johnson Thompson just ahead of Anna Hall there. Cat finds a way. KJT is just like coming through in some interesting ways. You mean that took her out? It was the hamstring, right? Yeah. Lou says, I think Brian Level could win and shock Lyles. Level's first 100 could unsettle Lyles. Yeah, it's interesting. I think he'll come off a curve first if he's gonna win it. I think that's the only way he can. Let's see. Everybody has to run a hard curve because Lyles will be coming to, right? Yeah. Yeah. Objectively, but would have never spent so much energy in the semis. No, it was at full tilt. Yeah, I agree. I think he said it even in the in the post-race interview, he said it's something to the effect. I'm paraphrasing. I was stupid enough to run 19.5. All in the game, both never ran that quick. 20. You see 20:08, 20:09 when he ran when he ran in ran his 200 world records. Yeah, because there is zero reason to run 19.5. It's not that your ability to do it is the thing. It's the recovery. When you push the body like that, I bet you he is sore as hell last night. It's not like he's a 21-year-old athlete or some 19-year-old kid. They're out there stretching and massaging or some kind of a cryo chamber just to so he doesn't feel that stuff today. Yeah. Hmm. Whew. Anna Hall is run. Oh, look at this. 41.50. No. She could this could be she could is she on course? I don't have my tables. I have to go get my find my document with the hep tables. But that looks like she's on course to do something super big. Probably a PB. She's on course for PB again, you would think. And this year she had that fabulous PB Anna Hall, kind of equaling their Carolina Crufts second all time. She's still away from Jackie Joyner Kersey. I don't think and it's kind of impossible to get to that numbers. I'd have to check. I can't see it. Pichardo here. That's a better jump. I don't know if it's better than his first one, but he's looking good. Yeah, but Hall is looking really nice right now. So only two events to complete the night, and we're looking at the women's 200 meters to cap the night off. The men's 200 meters coming up. Yeah. Wolves and Acolyte says, no, I did allude to him running 1951 in the semi was stupid. Yeah, I did see on a couple of the post race things in the call room, but knowing him, he's a showman with experience. He's gonna run to lose. He's not gonna run to lose, obviously. Mighty God, if Mr. Keisha, if Miss Keisha's son ever win this morning, yeah, it would be pandemonium, right? It would be pandemonium. Let's see what Serms do here. That's a nice jump, but not good enough. It looked good before he landed in the pit. Yeah. Yeah, well, used to cruise through these things. There's there is ways to run rounds, and things take the toll on you. And you have to remember, if you don't remember, they ran more rounds then. So when Usain ran that 1958, by the time he gets to run the world record in 200 meters, 6 rounds there. It's outrageous. It's a lot to put your body through. Even if you're just jogging or running within yourself, you still have to do the warm up. You have to go through the process. It's more, yeah. All in the game says he wants to see all the. Oh, where is it? Sorry. Yep, want to see Level and Toboga jump out and now in the first 100. That's what you have to do. You have to get him out there. Kenny. So here, the storylines are interesting. So Kenny, how many of you saw that clip? Was it a legitimate clip? I haven't confirmed, to be honest with you, because I never know these things. But Kenny he was emotional. Let's put it this way. After the 100 meters, right? That can do one or two things in terms of how you respond. You could respond in a positive direction and figure out a way to try and win this. It could also create doubt again if people come up on you, but I don't know. Yeah. 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 Brian in the house is like, yeah, there are rounds. And back in the day too, like even in the 90s, there like just too much running going on. So they've streamlined things significantly now. Oh, so it wasn't even. Yes, I'm happy you said that, right? Yeah, thank you, because I was like, that didn't look like a legitimate thing, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Simba, because it's like, because you can never trust things on you just see pop up in your timeline. Ooh, what happened to Andy Diaz there? He pulled out of it. 5 minutes for the 200-meter final. Yeah, let's get a starting lineup as well. I didn't check it. I just saw it. To be honest here, Brian Jackson has no chance of beating Jefferson. Unfortunately, I agree on that. If that were to happen, it would be the most uh, they would, the acting that they would have pulled off would be outrageous. Let's see what Scott can do. He needs a big one. Come on, Jordan. It's a big one. Oh, that is a big one. That's in the medal positions. If it's legit, it might be. Look how he's extended there. That's lovely. Is it not? Is it medal? Is it medal? 1721. He needs another big one. Yeah. I thought it was a bigger one than that, but it turned out not to be. That means the overlay in the on the sun is not accurate then. Because it looked much closer than I thought. Yeah. I had him on the podium too, all in the game. Gambit. Go now or go to Bogo. All in the game. Mattia Ferlani is now the youngest world long jump champion. Yeah, that was a big jump from him there. Changing of the guard from Tentoglu. Yeah, I think Tentoglu has been struggling with a number of things. It's probably getting to that point. I will say I was really impressed by Tajay Gale. It's a good move. He could have won it, but didn't happen. But that switch to Carolee Ricketts, it's moving in the right direction. Yeah. Wolves said it's hard to call. Toboga Lyles Bednarek has plenty of experience. It appears to be the case of experience. Lyles Toboga Bednarek versus level win youthful exuberance feels like David versus three Goliaths. Yeah, it's we don't really know what to think about all of this, but let's see. You can feel the nerves at the 200-meter line. It is. Love Melissa, but want Sharika to win gold for 200. Lou says, so who do you have for the 200 final? It's a stack final. It is an interesting final. I mean, I said it. I don't know how far Brian can go. You have to like Noah. Usually, can you get him off the podium? That's very difficult, right? But the 19.5 one yesterday is interesting. Let's see, Lee. I can't make sense of him. I cannot, because he's a bit coy there. I still think the medals come through those big three, including Brian. Now, if he can live up to it, I think he makes a case to be on the podium. I think Brian can get on the podium. And can he win it? I don't know. It's going to be some uncharted territory here. I'd love for him to win it. I think he can run 19.5. Leighton last night said, I don't know if he said it on the live or he was saying to me before we got on that he think his info is that that Brian Level can run 19.4. And I'm like, ooh, if he can run 19.4, then I think he wins it all. But I just don't really know. What, Brian? That can be a thing, right? That's not a. Yeah. So I don't know. Gambit says 1950 wins. All those guys are burnout. Yeah, and so the difference here for all when you think about Brian Lev is not he didn't run 100 meters. Every other athlete here were in the final of the 100 meters. I guess Let's Sealy didn't do anything in the final of the 100 meters because he was disqualified for a false start. Controller says Tobogo will surprise. All right, I'll get back to your comments. Let's see. Lyles never really runs a great curve, but they have to worry about his finishing speed. Yeah. Uh, agreeing with some people agreeing here with Wolves agreeing with Control. It's kind of hush. I think Zarnell is going to run a nice bend too, but it's not if he can get out. But I don't expect him to feature. It's a clean start. And Brian Level is really running good. Kung Fu Kenny is running nice. Noah is a little bit behind. Let's see, Lee's out of it. Level is in the front. Woo! Noah Lyles, Brian Level is there. I think Lives is gonna win it. Noah is gonna win it. I don't know if Brian got on the podium. 1952 for Lyles. I think it's the top three. I think Level is out of it. I'm not sure he got in. Bednarek to 1958. I think it's Tebogo. Oh, no, it is Brian Level. 1964 for the Jamaican personal best. Can't ask for much more than that. First major season here. Shaniki Osborne gets a major championship medal there. Tobogo 1965, 100 of a second there. Difference between Brian Level and Tobogo. It was really close, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Did he not dip the right way? Kung Fu was coming. And again, where's All in the Game? Oh, I didn't even see you post that All in the Game. I knew you were going to come with that post. I was going to say it. And we have what now? This is a number, how many years now with the data points? Because we've been pushing this argument. Nobody. And this is the difference. And I don't want to bring this up to spoil anybody's party. This is the difference between a Mr. Usain Bolt and everybody else. These guys cannot do double and run faster than 19.5. At least him. Not, he can't do it. I know what that is. Yeah. Level was in it. He was there, but Lyles was coming. This would be good for Brian. He'll be there for the future. Kung Fu is pushing. This was very close between Brian and Let's See Tobogo. Let's See is leaning back too much. A better lean there from almost too early from Level, but it was good enough. Zarnell in there for fifth rather. Yeah. Let's See Liz always look like his head is back a bit. Look at Noah's mom. He's like number 4 for Noah. That's special for Noah. You can't take that away from him. 4 titles. Well, the great man has done that too. So Brian Lovell on the podium. Big for him. That will come next year. Let's get back to some of these comments here. Gambit agreed only Bolt could double and run sub 19.4. Objective, does that mean Tiboga needs to practice the lean? There's a lot of sprint mechanics issues he has still. I don't like how sometimes his arms are like too stiff. Sometimes the legs doesn't come up well, but it could be an issue. He might be injured in different ways. Not right now, but in terms of what happened earlier this season. Noah closing was pretty good there from my DC photos. Simba says now Toboga has to go into next season and get serious. This season is a C- from him. I would agree, and especially crashing out of the 100 meters. Hernandez here again, not good enough. All in the game says another silver for Kenny. Another silver for Kenny. Let's see. It's a good run from him though. You would have to think, right? You have to go ahead of Noah Lyles if you, at least with his level of speed, if he's interested in winning. Yeah. Gambit said, I just said 1950 wins it. This is Noah's world. Yeah. I wasn't anticipating faster than 19.5 either from anybody. Yeah. The only person you would say with the ability to do that would have been, let's see, Toboga, but he's not showing you anything this season to indicate that he's in that kind of shape. Jordan Scott here. I may have missed a couple comments. I'll try to get to them. That's a foul throw. Is that foul? It is a foul. That was a good jump from Jordan, but it's done. Yeah, so Scott is gone there, and so he's out of the medals. Yeah, very close to get into a bronze medal. Not too far, just a few centimeters off. Yeah, you hope he takes heart from that and he'll come back. Noah closing was pretty good. There's some comments there that I missed. I'm trying to see what else I missed. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! He win it on number 6? It is a green. He has gone into number 1. 1764. The Italian Dalla Valle has now gone into pole position for the gold medal. If you want to find a jump to make sure that you get on the podium and win something, now is the time to do it. Who saw that coming? That is a massive jump. Look at that extension there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's a foul, I think. Big last jump, all in the game. Love to see JA fans taking photos with Noah. Brian Lever came off the bench in 10:03. I haven't seen the data now. Jared, is it already posted in the thing? Or are you just guessing based off of your time? All in the game. That's now 4 200 finals where Noah hasn't run sub 19.5s when he's doubled 100, 200 in the same meets and same champs. Yeah. I suspect he won't, and I don't think he can go much faster than that if if he'll continue to do the 1-2, and he should continue to do the 1-2. There's no reason for him not to do the 100 and the 200. Heck, he's the Olympic champion, he's the world champion from Budapest, and he's on the podium here. 1-2 is in his sights until he finishes career. Martinez there got injured. Who? So I don't think he'll get, and he's not getting younger either. So it's going to be difficult to sustain this. And we must recognize how hard it is to do the double at the very elite, especially two in the 100 meters where he still suffers from significant deficiencies in the first phase of the race. Having said that, he has silver, a big, he has 2 gold medals and a bronze, which is, I don't know how we really critique that, but as for the 200 meters here, he's certainly, he's done some stuff. He has to now rank as probably, is he the second best of all time now? I don't know. When you think about the fact that he doesn't have the Olympic gold, how do we square that? But four world titles, same as the great man. I mean, everybody's a distant from Usain, but he doesn't have Olympic gold. What does Carl say about that? But Carl didn't have enough either. So, and then his proximity to fast times 1931. Oh, oh, oh! Did Prachada just win it there? He did win it because it's a green flag. There has to be a world lead. Did he say who's the best? $17.91. That is a stunner. Are they drinking sake at night, morning, or in the day? Maybe it's the fish. But that's the biggest jump in the world. 1791, 1764, 1749. You go clutch. Pichada says, I can better that. That man is next level. Yeah, I think Brian, we shouldn't overcomplicate the Brian level situation. It's his big season. He's a 19.8 guy. He just ran a PB in the final. You come in here and you move up the ladder and you run a PB. You're the coach. You look at it and you're like, next year, the year after, we're gonna figure this out. Yeah. All in the game says level 10:03, Kenny 10:09, Lyles 10:12, and Tiboga 10:17 for first. I haven't pulled up anything. Thanks to good. That's why I like you guys. You already have everything for me, so I don't even have to pull up. Pichard is a clutch performer. He certainly is. Gambit says Jared is responding to Gambit. If he has a full season and doesn't run semis like an idiot, he would. I guess that's his response. Paulette early on says, "Well done, Brian. Good to see you, Paulette." Yeah, is he undisputed behind both object? Jared said, I think he is undisputed. No, it's gonna be a while that if it could happen this way where you think about it, there's a couple more years before there's some years before you get to LA. It's possible that Noah Lyles ends his career because I don't know what kind of shape he would be in going into LA. That's asking a lot, especially for someone to be running for such a long time. It could be the case where him, Sharika Jackson, 2 of the fastest ever over the distance and multiple winners at major championships, could walk away without a title at the Olympics. But this is how sport is crushing and hard. Wolf says, looking at Levels race, he looks compact and sturdy, perhaps speed endurance for fast at times. Yeah, I think that's a thing too. Maybe he needs to probably get faster too. I think Level has an ability to go probably 9 sevens I think he can do that. Objectivity, we could have used a healthy Hibbert in the triple. Different story, different day. When you run 1952 in the finals and your semifinal time was faster, that's a problem. Jared says he needs to go way slower. Next time is 2 years from now. He probably runs World's Ultimate Championships next year. Yeah, he probably most people will be there for that. What he does, I don't know. Or take a break. All in the game. Only way a 31-year-old Noah wins 200 goals in LA is if he runs a 200, which seems unlikely at a home Olympics. Yeah. No, it's like I don't think it's rounds, right? It's just a straight final or it's a semifinal and straight. I forgot the ultimate thing off the top of my head right now. But the women's 200 meters are on the track. Amy Hunt there, very tall athlete. And when you get a shot now of Marie-Josée Tallou, it's a different stature. Brittany Brown is right behind her. Mackenzie Long. Anthony Strawn came out with a strapping around her leg. I am shocked by that. I am very shocked by that. There's Jefferson Wooden, Battle Jackson, Asher Smith. This is going to be interesting. Anne says, you mean a patriotic, but you guys are something else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ultimate Champs only has 2 rounds, semi and final. Right. Thanks for clarifying. Yeah. Why is Anthony out there with that strapping? I don't know what they're doing. This is not a good look. There's no way after what we saw yesterday, she was literally in tears. And it's just not that. It's not a thing you want to do, Antonique. We love you. You're very talented. But injuries, there's no way. There's no way. She just probably wants to go out there and walk around, because if she really suffered anything, even if it was a hamstring strain, if it wasn't a grade 1 or anything like that, absolutely no chance of you doing anything. I'd be shocked if she finished this race. And this could only create a further injury. Yeah, this is something you can't do this. This is career ending if you make the wrong move. Anyway, guys, they're getting in the blocks. Mr. Roosbert says Level could have run faster. He was not pressing in the last. There's nothing there to press, I don't think. You can't. In the last 40, there's no press. It's like you have to get up to like as fast as you can. And then by the time you get to 150-ish, 160, it's like a maintenance, So he did well. Yeah. He's on the podium. It's a hush in the crowd, it seems. Oh, Anthony gone. False start. Then she just went there to mess around. She should not be out there all in the game. It's not good. Why is she asking for it? She knew she false started. Like, why is she looking at the thing? I know it has to be an emotional ride for her. You make the final and you cross the line and you feel something, but don't risk it. I'm actually happy that she false started, because pushing that is risking it. It is risking it, because you don't know. The hamstring stuff is a problem. Sometimes they have to do surgery and you never come back. They have to. You don't want to mess with that. I wonder. I don't know. Objectivity is cruel. She's looking for 15 minutes of airtime. But you could give the spot to somebody else, though, right? Anyway, they already had Brittany Brown in the final, so it's a 9 lane, so it wouldn't be a thing. It's a clean start there, and Jefferson head down still. Jackson running a good curve, but Melissa is coming. Asher Smith working as well. It's gonna be off the top of the bend for Melissa Jefferson Wooden, and she's gonna win this title. And Sharika Jackson's trying to push it. Look at battle coming now. Amy Hunt. Amy Hunt. It's gonna be Amy Hunt, then Sharika Jackson. 21.69 there for MJW. It wasn't in doubt. I told you Amy Hunt was gonna be into the mix. She could get it, but I wasn't 100% confident. But 21.14 for the British athlete Team GB there. 22.18 for Jackson. Not as quick as our semifinal run. Anavia Battle was fighting but just couldn't do it. Sharika Jackson gets back on the podium. Would be disappointed not to get that silver medal. I'm 100% sure of that. Asher Smith ran out of it. Brown ran out of it. Talou Smith and Long as well. Way down the track. Melissa Jefferson has now she's on course to do something that Shelly and Fraser Price did. If the Americans win the 4x1. Let's see this race again. So push out there. Low and nice there from MJW. Finally gets up into a running, looking smooth. Jackson running a decent curve, but not the Jackson that we know. And MJW there motoring. Sharika trying, but there's no lift. There's nothing. She's just trying to stay in the race. And Amy Hunt rather flies down, gives Team GB a silver medal. And battle is coming, but just not enough in the tank. Ramon says Jackson did well for a tough season. No, this is good for Jackson to be back on the podium. He can't complain. Question marks there. Maybe I missed something from that. All in the game. Dina gotta be secretly pissed about being beaten by Amy, telling you Dina to Amy on first, second, and 4x1 are going to eat people up. I still think that I have Team GB winning the the 4x1, which is kind of as an interesting thing. It could change, obviously. We have to wait and see. But Jackson didn't have the strength, objectivity. Great run for Melissa. My DC photo says. So 21.68 for Jefferson. That's the fastest time in the world. It's a personal best for her too. Sharika is not happy with that bronze. I don't think she's. I think she would have looked at what happened yesterday and figured that I can get silver. Amy Hunt there has done something a British woman hasn't done in a little while. And not a sweat for Jefferson after that double. If anything nefarious comes from MJW's success, will that be the biggest scandal in the sport for what? What are you trying to say? All in the game. I mean, I don't know I don't know. TT Terry there in the stands. Georgetown, South Carolina, happy right now. Their home girl, world champion 100 meters, world champion 200 meters, relay to go. If she did that, she moves to a spot where Shelley and Fraser Price did that, completing 3 medals there at the World Championships, 3 gold medals. Still tough. I think the Americans have a good chance in the 4x1. The Brits do. Team GB, excellent passing all season. Great team chemistry. I think the Jamaicans also have a good shot of doing something well. The 2 Claytons sisters. You had Shelley and Fraser Price. You had Jackson here, and you never know. All in the game. Jefferson's running lane one, leg one. Apparently, her and Dina will cancel each other out. Yeah, we mentioned that last night. I took so I'm skeptical of leading off with MJW in this configuration of the US team. Any other configuration, I would say, yeah, a Shakari in much better shape, probably. If they had a Gabby Thomas to eat up a leg, this time I'm not 100% sure you want to start with MJW. Is the lead going to be that big enough that, say, a side by side on the anchor with a Tina Clayton, if that's the way they go? You know, is it rundown proof? That's an interesting thing. Jay says, I am just happy Jacko is on the program. Yeah, I'm very happy for Sharika Jackson. I think it's validation too for her spirits, not for her ability or anything like that, but more so the fact that last year was just a horrible season with injury, and it took them longer to get her back to where they would want her, and she's clearly not at the shape that she wants. Can she get back to 21.6? I don't know. Hopefully that can happen. But she's on the podium now. She's smiling. She goes to hug someone in the crowd. Yeah, I know she'd be unhappy. I think she'd be unhappy with the position of the medal, but that's especially when she went sub 22 yesterday. But the body has to be able to come back and come back. A hug there from Noah Lyles and a hug from Noah Lyles to MJW. I guess they're going to do a picture together. I'm saying it's calling you all in the game. All in the game says GB need to front load with Dina to Amy to Daryl to success to put pressure on Shakari on anchor. Yeah, I would definitely. I'm more thinking about the relay. I think success on the anchor makes sense. Amy on the backstretch is what they need. Let's give Melissa the benefit of the doubt. I hope all these times. I think until I have nothing to say. Yeah. I don't think she's clean until everybody's clean until we know otherwise. Happy for Jackson. A lot of people didn't see her on the podium. That is true, Sonia. I'm very happy that she's there. After yesterday, I thought she could have gotten silver, but to come back and get on the podium, she tries to defend her title. She walks away with a bronze medal. Guts, tough athlete. Objective, the MJW has always started for them. The lead will be big on the first leg. No, it's true. I'm not saying that's not the case. I just think about sometimes you do this thing all the time, but when you think about is it the right move given the configuration of the team, because things could go awry, right? You also anticipating that she's gonna open up a massive lead and the exchange is gonna be great. And she's the one athlete there where if there's mistakes, she could pick up on a couple of them, right? She's by far faster than everybody this year, but we'll see. Ramon says when Jacko at her best, she would be tough to beat. Dwayne, in reference to the women's triple jump, the rule is the furthest mark back, and her head made a mark behind her feet, so they use that. That is the rule. Check. Oh, I thought you meant the I thought you were talking about Paulina. That's why I was confused about the photo finish on that. Okay. All right, I'll take a look at that. Yeah. All in the game says Dean had a parity with MJW in the first 100 meter of the 200 final. I think Dina will start them off good. It's going to be interesting for sure. It is going to be interesting. Jamaica needs level on that turn in the future relays. Yeah, level one run. It's not gonna happen. Hopefully they'll figure it out in years to come. Jared says a shame Brian ain't on the 4x1. I'm pretty sure Brian just ran the second fastest behind in history besides Bowl sub tens. Great try by Sharika for the bronze. Common sense 1959 is saying Melissa sprint double replicates the achievement of Elaine Thompson here in Tokyo, who both did similar times in the 100. Oh, you meant from a time perspective? Okay, because from a World Championships perspective, it would be Fraser Price who did the sprint double and also picked up the 4x1. Yeah. Objectively, Jacko's 31 and likely won't get back to 23 fitness. I think the 2023 thing is gone. That was a moment where she was in the peak of her life, pushing up on the world record. Unfortunate not to get conditions that would get her over the world record. But she's given us some races, and over that 2-year period there for Sharika Jackson's. It's the greatest stretch of a 2-year period over the 200 meters we've ever seen. Consistently running super fast times, and we haven't seen the like. But it's one of those things. All in the game says only 3 women ran sub 11s in second 100 of the 200 final. MJW 1064, Battle 1084, Amy 1084 rather, and Battle 1093. Jacko only ran 1105 for that second 200. Yeah. Not in history, but he meant in this race. I put that in there, and even though I didn't see that word, so I'm reading things that I didn't see. Yeah. It's been a great day for the track and field. There'll be a morning session tonight. I will try to get back here. I have a little event in the evening tonight to do, so I'm not 100% sure. But tomorrow we'll be definitely getting to a big session tomorrow as well, right? You know, you think about what will happen in the evening session tomorrow. It should be fabulous. We're getting 800-meter finals for men and women tomorrow. 5,000-meter women's final. That's going to be a cracker. Beatrice Chebet. There's Faith Kipyegon. Can she defend her title? I'm not quite sure about that. There's Goodoff. It's going to be some interesting stuff. Heats of the 4x4 relay for men and women, along with the sprint relay as well, the 4x1. So lots of stuff to look forward to. The championships is getting close to an end. I honestly, I know there's also I'm wary of recency bias, but I've been enjoying this championship. I think we've seen some top class performances and some things that you never thought would happen, and also from some people that you never thought it would happen to. You know, great stuff in the field events. Yesterday, I was very proud that the man from Toco, Trinidad and Tobago, Kishan Walcott, found his way back on in a gold medal spot after how many years. Same for Anderson Peters. And who would have thought that Weber, I'm now willing to say that Julian Weber might not be particularly good at handling the pressure at the major championships. You'd never thought that Weber would be off the podium. The same for Chopra. Nadim we could explain away because he had some surgery, I believe. But it was a great thing. And then for the American to get on that javelin podium as well, Thompson. It's special. 400 meters yesterday, classic. So it's been a great championship so far. We'll see. All in the game agrees. Yeah, Weber not a championship performer. Common sense says it shows that the 100 form is important for the 200. I don't know, Van. Uh, Jared says, I'm just predicting Kenny for silver every time now. I know he will deliver. Yeah, Kenny gets on the podium, doesn't get the one that he wants, but when his career is all said and done, he'll be he personally might be upset about not winning a few things, but you can't always win. He's stacked up the medals. He's always there. So, the, yeah, let's see what he continues to do. Common sense says level can't be used for the relays if he didn't practice for the team. Yeah, I agree on that. Great dip from level. Van is saying happy for him. Yeah, we are all happy. Um, Amos 22-14 time isn't even in Dina's top 10, which will piss Dina off. It's an interesting thing there. You have to run your best, but it's the rounds that matter. And so it's how you manage it, right? And you have to be in the kind of shape to manage it, And rounds after hundreds, rounds after two, your body has to be in pristine shape to deliver those times. Yeah. So it's I don't know how we kind of work through some of those things. Yeah. And Dina, it's an interesting sphere. Before I get to Wayne, interesting season. She leaves Coach Flo. She comes back. She's not young either, but she's been around on the circuit for a while. There's some things that when you're in that age group you have to take seriously. Next year will be an off year for many, so you can kind of change the way you prepare. I think she has one world championship left, along with a number of people. The Olympics after that is just way too far for many. You could come back, but we're looking at what year are we now? 25. It's 3 years for the Olympics. I don't know. Maybe the world championship. Wayne says, I think if Sharika can run 10.7s in the 100 over the next 2 years, she can make an attempt to reclaim her world championship title in 2027. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Here's the thing. When the body has to be back to where it needs to be, there's going to be questions too about can she continue to do the double? I think to prolong the career, and I would say the same for Lyles. Not everybody would agree. I think all in the game might. The same for Lyles. The same for athletes as they get up there. It's that even for Kenny at some point, maybe not for the next World Championship, but maybe for the Olympics, you may have to question whether you can continue to double because there will be new people coming through too. So yeah, there will be new people there. Sonia says, I don't think Noah should drop the 100 according to someone. He is in the top 5 for the event. I don't think he'll drop it, but I think to expect him to win the double in LA might be a stretch. It might be a stretch. Yeah. Jared, who do you think will win 2020? It is impossible to answer that question, Jared. 20 Brisbane is too far to even think about it. Geraldine says, "Call that one. Missed you guys. Had to get Peacock." Yeah. All in the game. A 31-year-old Sharika will have to choose one individual event at a major championship going forward. Yeah, that's how I think it's gonna work. If you want to prolong the career. And then why are we questioning Melissa? She ran 10.8 last year. Maybe I missed some of that. Objectivity 10.7 is not in the cards for Sharika. Shelley was the exception. Tend to agree on that. David Walcott says both 200 was disappointed. No one in the men's race had a lift. Women's 200 was awful after first. I don't know how. I'm not quite sure about that. It was a great race, I think. The rest of the women, we just didn't have the levels to to be in the same space as MJW. It's one of those things. Uh, and we can't always expect people to be running super, super fast times. I know we want to see 21 nines, 21 eights, 21 sevens, but if you go back and do the calculation, there's only a few women who have popped up those times and do them consistently in the major championships as well. You also get fast times on the circuit. So I'm not sure about that. Jared says, how much you think the late start affected Noah's peak? You mean in terms of his late start for the season? I mean, Noah started the season, then he had injuries. At the end of the day, but the injuries that he had that didn't seem like they were like major ones in comparison to say a Grant Holloway who had much more trouble than we were led to believe. I think it was more cautious on him in the context that they had the wild cards coming into the championship, so they had to navigate. But these are the things that will continue to happen as you get older too. The niggles will pop up more, and the training program may have to change significantly in order to maintain the load, and the management of the load is different when you're 21 as opposed to 28 and go 30, right? It starts to change. It's an adaptation, so it will require some nimble thinking from Lance, but he's up for it. Yeah. If the goal is to keep him until LA, right, and to be in great form. Mm. Common sense says all in the game. If she does one event, she still will need to have both to help her preparation. Brian said it. Sonia's like, why is he? He's young, Sonia. You know, we love Jared, but sometimes he's out there on the stuff. You know, I'm not even think. I barely can think LA. I can't even think the next World Championships. Yeah, there's track and it's like a century in a year. All these things can change. Yeah. Will's Miss Keisha's son win it. Jamaica gets a big thumb. An eventful championships, would you say? I like the championship so far. It's been very good from start to finish. Some ridiculous stuff in the field events. You think about Cameron Rogers there in the Hammer, joining that club. The way the shot put was won by Ryan Krause. Ulimar coming back too was good. Perez Hernandez finishing last night. Tia Lafon shows why she's clutch even when she has setbacks. Getting on that podium. There's so many things. The 100-meter for men Jamaica going 1-2. Oblique Seville living up. Finally breaking that. Coming out of close to medals, finally getting on that podium. It's a fabulous run by MJW there in the 100 final. Obviously, what she just did there. I don't want to like just doing this without thinking throughout it. It's just off the top of my head, and you always leave things out when I don't reminisce on it. I will have time to kind of reflect on it, but if I was to do the feeling thermometer right now, I would say this is one of the better championships, but recency bias is always there too. Brian says Sharika will never see that 23 form again. Jamaicans are aiming too high with expectations for a 31-year-old. Yeah. 10 sevens at 32, 34. I know what you meant there. Pristine says Hunt run down Sharika. Should she be in the relay? How would you change that? I don't see why she shouldn't be in the relay. It's just a matter of whether she's leggy. I mean, she won't run in the opening round of the relay, so we'll see. Wolf says MJW was doing a quiet work reminiscent of when Jackson just came on the 100-meter scene, and when Shelley started doing 10-6 for fun. She focused she may be able to do the impossible. No, she's a tough cookie too, and she stepped up. And look, they are in a competitive training group. If you look at it, there's a lot of top class athletes there. They've been doing impressive stuff, so we'll see. Jared thinks now will be in his prime until 35. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is you. That's on the conspiracy borderline. Their objectivity. I have no idea. Uh, Spider Man says is now the greatest sprinter of this era. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Jared, he has the medals, he has the times. Yeah, yeah. So basically, decided not to run at Adidas Atlantic City Games for no reason. uh, will be interesting to see how the likes of Shakara and Gabby respond to next year to MJW. That is interesting. I'd love to see Gabby on the 400 track too. It's a hard space. Anywhere you cut it, it's not easy to be in the sprint space. The 400 has just gone up another level there from Sydney now is taking the space. Paulina will come back. NASA, all of these athletes are in line to wanna do some stuff. When I saw Gabby run at 49.2, you figured there's sub 49 in those legs, but you could run 48.5 and look ordinary. So I don't know. It would be good. Track for All says Botswana should be favored for 4x4. I think they will win the 4x4. They could also challenge that world record. 3 men in the final. You add Let's See Tobago as well. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be a great one. Sharika shouldn't run either straight in the relay. I would like her on the curve. I think she'll start the relay based on what they're saying or we've seen this season, but we'll wait to see. Yeah. Rachel said I called it Noah, Kenny, and Level and Melissa win. Very good on you. Objectivity, pretty much. I guess that's internal conversation. Penny says 2 bronze better than 0. Is sure, for sure, for sure. Correct. Sprinter, not sportsman. Common sense going forward, Jamaica, the Clayton twins are going to dominate the 100. They are the ones to beat from 2027 onwards. On the men's side, Jamaica will continue to do well in the 100, 200, barring no injuries. Hard to know. We'll see. They'll be in the space. People can come through. I want to see a Brianna Liston too on that side, but the Americans are stuck too. We I don't. They're still fine. I think Shikari will come back. Her issue is interesting, so we'll see. Yeah, Frankie was a great athlete, different era too. It's hard to compare across eras too. We try, but it's never easy. I don't know what to say about Penny. I can't get into all of that stuff. So, uh, yeah, it's been a fabulous night. What are your guys' expectations tomorrow for the 800 meters? It's it's gonna be interesting. I've been thinking through this 800 meters, and I don't know. I think I know, but the women's 800 meters is just taking it to another level. It's getting me to think about my predictions. I still have Keely winning, but these Kenyan athletes are showing some steely form right now, making me really think through uh, what could happen. Well, the men's is tomorrow, right? So you have the men's, Navaske Anderson getting in there, Atawi, McPhillips running a PB, a national record for Ireland there, I think. Is it a national record? I think he did. You still have Sergiotti, Max Bergen, Arop, Masalele. Imagine, I mean, I felt it for Donovan Brazier, but it's one of those things. I still think Wanyoni wins it. Can Atawi get on the podium? He looked really interesting. Sedrati there as usual. Yeah, I have to think some more about the 800 meters. Yeah. All in the Game says this is just Tobago's second world championship. As a pro, makes no sense putting him on that list. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Jamaica already win. I don't know where I see that. Nevada, do you see a world record in the 800? I don't know. I can't see it tomorrow. I feel like the world record requires pacing in terms of and wave light, but I wouldn't put it past that. There's no indication. Only one man has done a 141 this season, which is one uni. So I don't know. When Keely came back on the women's side and run that and that time, can she replicate a 154? Can she run faster than that? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know, honestly. What you guys think? It's gonna be interesting. Uh, Track for all, Pauline and lane 9 run was great, running 47.98 blind. Wow, no, it's just outrageous. It's. I still don't know how to process those two things there. You know, no, Pan says now is the greatest since Usain on the men's side. Yeah, they're stupid if they leave level off 4x1. Well, he's not part of the setup, so we can't. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Yeah, common sense. I think Sharika should prepare herself for the 400 for 2027. You want to see her back in the 400. I don't know if she wants to do that kind of work, right? 400 is a different landscape since she left it, right? You're not touching. It's 48s are required, and there's a bunch of women that can run 48s if they get it right, including say Nikisha Price, including hopefully she can get it right. Rashidat could come back and do that, all that stuff. Yeah. One uni, 141, no paces. He can do this. I'm not saying he can't, right? But you have to think about what you do in a championship. It's a tactical thing. Who pushes this? You don't want to push it out and get into some trouble, right? Am I in track? Not really right now. I just cover it. If you mean like if I'm doing any coaching or no, yeah, just in that space. Yeah, I do dabble on taking the coaching courses, but not just for fun. If Shakira can come back, what? If Shakira come back, could it lead to tension in the Mitch? I don't know. That's getting into the weeds of stuff that I'm not 100% sure I am in a good space to speak on, and even when I hear that stuff, I don't like to be in that space. You know what I'm saying? Pristina says the best, only one goat. Yeah, only one goat. No woman has dominated 2 years straight in the last 5 years. Was Elaine in 21, Shelly in 22, Shakari and Sharika in 2023, Julian in 24, and MJW in 25. No, it's just the top of the podium is there, right? And you anticipate all these women will still be around. Julian, very young still. Melissa, still young. The Clayton's twins are coming up. Shakari is still young. So there healthy competition around the place. You have to be at your very best to be in the space. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that we all in the game and objectivity and everybody brought that up in the early because I didn't look at the data after the race. So yeah, but what Brian is doing is good. I think Coach Osborne is cooking. The guy, he gets a bronze medal. He's young. He delivered. He did everything right from a perspective of improving. Maybe there are things that they would have seen and want to improve upon, that he could have improved upon and maybe finish a little bit better in this race. But what we from an outside perspective, we can't complain. He gets on the podium. He runs his personal best. Lots to work with. You take that medal, you jump around, you're happy, you're smiling. Then you have a conversation about what does it take to get to that next level, which is to run faster, but also to start moving up on the podium. It's good to see. That's all I have to say. Nadine says, how are you doing? Sydney's going to run the 200 and win at the next championships. She could do it. I mean, she could run the two for sure. She's the kind of athlete. Sydney could do a 2-4 combo. That would be if they have this. If the schedule is kind, it's going to be a lot of work, but her ability across events is unparalleled. Spider says someone says Paulina trains without training partners. If true, she's special. Is Paulina like a cop too, right? Isn't she a cop or a military person too? She's a tough cookie in terms of our mental state. Relay heats tomorrow with Brian Level. These guys can actually beat the US team comfortably. I don't. It needs exchanges. Relay needs more than just foot speed. It needs an understanding of how to exchange the baton and comfortable, and they have to be comfortable with each other. He has not been part of the setup. I don't know. We'll see. As far as we know, and the information I had up to last night is that he's not going to be a part of it. I'm hopeful for Jamaicans women 4x4 relay for second in the finals. It's going to be tough, very tough. They could try and get something. I would hope in the medals. They've always delivered at the championships, last couple of world championships in particular. But it's not going to be easy. There's a lot of the Dutch are going to be right there. I mean, even GB, it's going to be interesting. I don't know if they can get on it, but we'll see. But they should be in the mix, though. Yeah. Yeah. Jared says, "What would you rate Noah last 200 season?" Well, it has to be an A, right? He got the gold medal at the World Championships. It doesn't matter what. I mean, he could have been running nothing the whole season. Got an A. You asked me, what would I rate Ryan Krause's shot put season? A perfect one, because he got the big medal when it counted. He didn't throw the whole season, but he got it. He got it and it counted. Yeah, I would say the same for Yulimar Roas. We hasn't seen her for how many years, right? She gets on the medal podium. Those are stuff for dreams. Yeah. I'm feeling very good for level. Common sense is saying in the 200, given his PB of 1964, next world champs, he could be on top. He should be one of the top favorites for that event. Yeah, I think I would imagine so. I also think he would like his chances over the 100 meters. There's a space there. Akeem Blake has not done the work yet that's required to say he's a locked in for one of the three spots. I mean, the lucky thing is that the next World Championships, Jamaica will have an additional one. But if you think about Olympic spots or so, Blake, we like a lot. There's a lot of work to be done on his speed endurance. If he can figure that out, perhaps he could start making it into a final. But you have to like Brian Level's chances if to do something special over 100 meters as well. So we'll see. Yeah, that's inside conversation. Candy says, I believe Sharika should have only run the 200 rests next year and come back strong. Some of us had that conversation too, Candy. We were like, yeah, that seemed like a logical thing to do, but it didn't happen. There was also this hope that, and we were waiting up to the last minute of when you could change athletes for the World Championships, that you would see somebody different there, but it's also a hedging of the bets too, because when you looked at the setup before Julian Alfred got hurt and so on, you were saying, there's a possibility for that bronze medal in the 100 meters. And even though she may have been better off in the two, at one point, even before the championships, you're like, if Gabby was going to come, if Julian runs, if Melissa runs, you're like, maybe you're off the podium. So maybe they hedge the bets on that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Who do you think will win 4x1 for men and women? GB has a great chance in the women too. You shouldn't count them out. The Americans are always there. The Jamaicans will be there, I think, if they get it right. The Dutch could spring a surprise, but I'm not sure. In the 4x4, for the men's 4x1, I actually like Jamaica chances, which is very interesting. But the USA is always there too. They have a good team. South Africa, for me, could be a sleeper team. Who knows what how they string stuff up, but they could be there. Yeah. All in the game. Netherlands and GB will make it difficult for Jamaica in the in the women's 4x4. I agree 100% there. I think I'd kind of mentioned that too. Shamara says Sharika should focus on the 200 for next year. Yeah, next year is not a championship year, so I think she'll get to the ultimate championships by virtue. I think the last couple world championship winners get in as well, so she they can play the season how they want it next year. And even if she were to take a nice break and think about the other couple years, it wouldn't be a bad thing either. Pristine says Bryant just sealed a big contract. Is that a breaking news, or are you just saying that in general? All in the game, Frankie Fredericks won 7 world championships and Olympic silver and 1 gold. Kenny now has 4 world championship silvers. Been saying he's this generation's Frankie. Yeah, back to back for Frankie in Barcelona and in Atlanta over 200 and 100 meters. He has that. Was it 93 200 meters he has, or is it 93? Right? Am I right on that? Yeah, he's always out there. There's moments that Frankie should have won and didn't either, all the way up. But it's one of those things. Yeah, so I think it's a similar kind of a career if you think about it. Yeah. Common sense says for relay, smooth button changes is more important than foot speed. Having the fastest runners doesn't guarantee a win. Yeah, I think we all support that position. Afro says Noah is such a great sprinter. Jared, if Noah conserving semis, would he ever run faster in the finals? It possibly, but maybe not either. I don't, because the rounds matter. This is not an ordinary year too. He was just run 1976. I just noticed that. Yeah, Zarnel, I think All in the Game will probably say this before I get to say it. He says he should run some more 60s. He needs another 60 indoors. Yeah. Yeah. Noticeably that Noah's winning margin in the 200s are getting smaller. It should be expected to, right? The gap, the pack catches up after a while, right? Unless you're way out there behind them, they will catch up at some point. You'd have to think. Yeah. Yeah. She'll focus more on the 200. Okay, that's an inside conversation there. I get it. Lies isn't getting any faster in the 200. Kenya and Tobago hasn't hit their peak yet. You think Kenny hasn't hit his peak? You think he has a lot more left? I don't know. I think he's probably in that prime period. Can he get faster? I'm not sure. Could be execution thing too. Noah is just a champion coming back from injury and running himself into shape. Yeah, no. These are the things you can't take away. He talks a lot, but he backed it up here. And he had to back it up in a way too, because I think it would be very embarrassing if he didn't win. I don't know if you could manage the social media comments on this, because the way in which he did oblique in the opening round of the 100 is funny, right? In the sense that he's talking, that man is panicking in the back, and and then he outclasses you, right? So I don't know. Had he not won this race, rather, it would be an interesting space to be in, but we'll see. All in the game, I don't think Kenny can run sub 19.5s like Tobago and Level will, and eventually will. Yeah, good point. I don't know either. I think Kenny's in his prime at the moment, and it's just maintaining that. How much I don't see him running. If he could pop out a 9.75, then I might change my mind on that. But I don't think that's coming. Uh, anyway. No, I get what. No, oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Pristine. It was just yeah. That this should put him into a good space as well. Brian level, that is. He's it should attract some sponsorship. I don't know personality wise what he how he interacts. We've seen him interviewed a couple of times, but to get the big bucks also requires something else as well. But we'll see. Afro says, I think Lyles would have run 19.5 last year if not for COVID. He was in really good form last year. And Jared says, don't remind me. All right, guys, I gotta go. But it's been fun. We'll talk soon. Hopefully, I'll try to be back tonight for part of that morning session. I may not be able because I have some other commitments, but definitely I'll see you guys. And I don't think Leighton and I are coming live tonight, largely because he does morning and evening sessions. For I think he does radio work in Jamaica, and then he goes to do another podcast as well. So, if possible, we may do something. If not, but for sure we'll let you know. We put it out on the channel. Appreciate everybody coming through, hanging out, the comments as usual. But I'll see you without a question tomorrow morning as we watch the evening sessions. But if I come late tonight, you'll definitely know as well. I'll take care. Have a great rest of your day or night or wherever you are. See you next time. Bye bye.